speaking of an open mind, or maybe not open mind, but a confused mind. I'm a little confused on this, Rita, in this sense. We have yet another report of an NFL player, NFL players gambling. Okay, they're gambling. They're caught for gambling. In the case of Isaiah Rodgers of the Indianapolis Colts, he bet on Colts games. Well, to which I want to say, dude, do you watch the Colts? Like, man, why you listen? You go bet on the Chiefs, bet on the Bengals. No, I'm just playing. No, seriously. But he bet on Colts games, $25 to $50 at times. You shouldn't do that. No, we know you shouldn't do that. You cannot be an NFL player betting on games, especially games involving your team.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, Rita, I gotta say, like, this has been very lucrative for the NFL. Everywhere, I'm not exaggerating, everywhere I turn, everywhere I look, if I want to read an article about something on a draft pick or free agent signing or anything, I see some kind of reminder about the NFL's relationship with gambling. They're saying, hey, bet on this. Here are the odds. Sponsored by this, sponsored by that. We'll do the same thing. Like, we'll have I'll say, who are the favorites to win the Super Bowl? We'll put up a graphic, and then we'll say, brought to you by, okay, whatever. So the NFL has jumped the broom. Come on now. We're going to teach y'all something. Everybody don't know what that means, but yeah. NFL has jumped the broom. They jumped the broom. And so now we're married now. They're married now to a lot of gambling operations.
He's married now.
Yet they stand here and say, but no. Players, you can't do that because the credibility of the league is at stake if people believe that the players are not in there for fair competition. And you can recite all the talking points. But let me flip it around, and I'll give you the word on this. What if the money keeps coming in at such a staggering rate to the NFL, and that the profits keep going up and up, where you find yourself a partner with a huge gambling corporation? You find yourself in bed with these folks. Isn't it fair? You talk about the players questioning their motives. Isn't it fair for us then to question your motives? Because now there are billions of dollars at stake. This is a very slippery slope for the NFL. So I would say, look, players, you should know better. But don't be wagging that finger too much at me, NFL, because you have kind of jumped into this vortex. And I wonder if you're going to get in so deep that you won't be able to get out.
Yeah, the NFL is very much so a do as I say, not as I do type of league. So they're going to give you the rules, but that doesn't mean that the rules apply to them because they're the billionaires. They're the billion-dollar business. So obviously, you and I both know that betting on games, particularly on teams that you're on, is a bad look. And we look, Pete Rose ain't taught y'all nothing. Calvin Ridley ain't taught y'all nothing. No, these people didn't teach y'all anything. Clearly, it is not morally, good to be doing these things. That is an awful look. You can't do it. That being said, it's hilarious to me that the league that is telling these guys that they can't do it are basically about to allow betting sports books in stadiums. Yeah. Inside stadiums. The very stadiums that at one point you tried to tell us, oh, no, you can't do this and that. Now you're in bed with them, and now this is a love affair going on. But no, they can't bet. Now, I want to be clear. I think that betting on games and you're a player is stupid. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. Get your friend to do it, okay? Get somebody else to do it.
Betting on what kind of games, though? Any games? Because NFL says you can't bet on anything. They say you can't bet on any sport.
I don't think that you should be able to bet on NFL games as an NFL player, but I do believe that you should be able to bet on any other sport because you have no effect on those other sports. Neither, and a lot of your camaraderie. A lot of your colleagues are going to be in the leagues that you essentially play in, right? And not necessarily by large quantity in other leagues. So I think you should be able to bet on other leagues. I don't think you should be able to bet on your league. The problem is that, again, if you allow that, that becomes a slippery slope, which is why I believe they don't allow them to do any of them. But my thing is that you know the rule. You know the rule. And while we know that it's stupid, Holley, we can agree that it ain't the best rule. What I'm not going to do is put my money on the line just so I can win a little bet to give some chump change to go to the club with on a Sunday after I win a game. That's what I'm not going to do.
Well, that's where I disagree with you, though. That's where I disagree with you.
That's the thing. That the rule is the rule. I don't agree with the rule, but unfortunately it exists.
No, that's not our point of disagreement. I agree with you on that. Here's our point of disagreement. That maybe it's not chump change. Maybe it's not chump change for anybody. And so there are players who will, look, there's some players who are just going to be like, hey, instead of saying my name is Calvin Ridley, I'll be Ridley Calvin. There's some guys, okay, there's some guys who will do that, who just won't really do a good job of masking their identity. It's easy to come back to them. But like this is dangerous. That's why I say the NFL, I guarantee you, I'm not rooting for it, but I just know what it's like when people have money to make. People make poor decisions. They get really greedy. They get desperate. They lose their ability to reason clearly and to think soberly, and they just start chasing money. And so mistakes happen. So I'm telling you, what's going to happen, we're going to find there's going to be somebody, it might be a player, it might be a coach, it might be a general manager who is lured into a much bigger network than $25 here and $50 here. You got a lot of people who got money to spend on the National Football League. They're invested. And what if they entice you with something that it doubles your salary if you're the 38th guy on the roster or the 42nd guy on the roster? Look, as I said, I'm not asking for it. I don't want anybody to ruin their career like that. But there are ways to do this. Once you start getting into the gambling world, you're going to be dealing with some heavy hitters who want you to do certain things, and they're willing to pay to get it. Well, we just talked about it 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago with Live Golf. Yep. Look what they were willing to do to establish themselves as a golf league. Now, ultimately, they went into City Hall, and they were absorbed by City Hall, Live Golf. Okay, all right. We were the rebels for a while. Now we're just mainstream with the PGA. So some people will spend a lot of money to get what they want, and I wonder if we'll be having a different conversation. It's easy to just kind of jump on the players. Oh, these guys should know better. Right. But there are a lot of people affiliated with the NFL, GMs, coaches, owners. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you. You already got fans and other people that got tinfoil hats on and believe that games are rigged. This doesn't help any of that, right? It makes all of that worse when you start thinking about them being in bed with gambling. Because when things go a certain way, what do we always hear? Oh, that's Vegas doing it. Oh, that's Vegas. So this is already ugly. It's already, it's not the best relationship to have here. But now you're trying to tell your employees, well, you can't be in this relationship. It's just us at the top. I don't like it.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.